So this is a Coachman VIP 545, just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you in person here on site. In the front locker you've got two gas bottle tie downs and the gas regulator on the bulkhead. We do have the gas pipe work available here on site should you need to buy any. Come around the side of the van, you've got your water pump connection, which very simply pull back the blue trigger and release the pump from the side of the caravan and push it in place to lock it in. You've then got the pickup pipe that drops down inside the ack roll with a pump on the end of it. You do need to make sure the pump is fully submerged in water prior to turning the water pump on. If you turn it on prior to the water pump being submerged in water, it will draw air into the water system. You've then got your wind down leg on either side of the caravan at the front, and they are just there for stabilising the caravan, not lifting the caravan. Then got your heating and hot water flue. You'll remove the cover prior to igniting anything on gas. If you try to ignite anything on gas with this cover on, it won't ignite and it could also cause problems inside the van. So you always remove this cover. Even if you're not going to use the van on gas, I do advise you get into the habit of removing it, just so you don't forget to. You then got your mains power lead coming into the caravan from the power on site. And you've got 110 amp leisure battery in the locker on the side of the van. You've then got two fridge vents. The two fridge vents are very simply there to allow the hot air at the back of the fridge unit and take some cool air in. Behind the front top cover there is also a gas flue for when the fridge is running on gas. Motor mover and wheel nuts. We'll demonstrate the motor mover to you while you're here on site, and we'll also torque the wheel nuts. Coming to the back of the van, again you've got two wind down legs to stabilise the van while it's on site, and at the back of the van you've got your two grey waste pipes where your waste water will come out once it's been through the sinks and the shower. On the opposite side of the caravan you've got your toilet flush tank. You're going to need to open this up and put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. Then in the bottom we've got our toilet waste cassette, which will release by pulling up the orange handle and pulling the cassette towards you. The orange neck here turns out 90 degrees, tip the waste away. The grey cap is a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. And on the back of the cassette you've got an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. This cassette will take 1 litre of water and a capful of the blue fluid. Coming towards the front of the van, you've got a blown air vent, so when you've got your blown air heating on the side of the caravan, it allows the hot air out the side of the van. And then you've got your storage locker for the front of the van, and your barbecue gas point at the front, and also your wind down leg. As you can see, we're now on the inside of the caravan. So above the door, when you come into the caravan, you have your master power switch, which you're going to turn on to have power into the inside of the van. You've got your voltmeter on the right hand side here. You've got your interior lights, awning light for the outside of the caravan, and then your water pump run, which we'll come back to in a moment. So to fill the water system, the first thing you're going to need to do is come over to every tap on board the caravan and open all the taps up on the hot side of the water system. Once you've got all the taps open on the hot side of the water system, come underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the caravan, and underneath this seat you're going to find two yellow drain down valves. Both of these drain down valves need to be flat with the floor prior to turning the water system on. If they're upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat, it will drain all of the water out of the system onto the floor underneath the van. So now they're flat with the floor, we can come over to the water pump, turn the water pump on, and the water system will start filling the system on board the van. Once you have water flowing out of every tap continuously on board the caravan, that is your water system filled and ready to go. So at that point you can shut all the taps back off. But like I said, you do need to remember to prime every tap on board the van. So you'll have them all open at the same time, let the air bleed through the system, get the water running continuously, then turn all the taps off. Then you can start thinking about warming the water. So to warm the water on board this caravan, you have two ways of doing it. You have gas and electric. So these control panels on the front of the cabinet, as you can see on the right hand side underneath the bed area. Bottom switch is your electric water heating. So in the top position it's off, and when it's in the down position the water heating is turned on. Above that you have the gas valve, the gas switch for running the heating and for the hot water system on gas. So you'll spin this outer grey dial around to the flame symbol. You'll get a green light appear in this side, which is essentially your pilot light. And if it fails to ignite on gas, a red light will appear in here also. Like I said, you do need to have that cover off on the outside so it doesn't fail to ignite. and have the gas turned on. You've got a dial here in the centre between 30 and 70 degrees of water temperature. Now, if you're showering on board the caravan and you're using the electric to warm the system up, we do advise that you also use the gas to boost the water system. The reason being is if you don't use the gas, the electric water heater won't boost the system quick enough. To isolate the gas supply to the water heater, you turn it to the off position, back in the centre here. While we're on this side of the caravan, I'm just going to show you the 240 trip switches for the caravan. So underneath this seat, you've got a list on the right, left-hand side here, what each 12 volt fuse is for, and then what each fuse is for. As you can see, the fuse is coming up here. And on the right-hand side in here, you have your 230 trip switches. To test whether you have mains power coming into the caravan or not, you can hit this white test switch here, hit the button, and if this switch drops down like it has just done, it means there is mains power coming into the caravan. If it stays in the upright position when you hit the switch, it means there is no mains power coming into the caravan from the power post on site. So next up, we're going to go to the heating for the caravan. So we're going to do the electric heating first. So this is actually your heating for the caravan when it's cold, essentially. So you'll see this dial here, it's got 500, 1000 and 2000 watts down the side. Now, depending on what caravan site you're on will depend on what you set this to. So if you're on a site with 500 watts available, you'll select the 500 watt option here. Then you'll control the temperature of the heater on this dial in the centre. If you're on a site with 1000 or 2000 watts of power, then obviously you'll select the higher the wattages. But we do advise you ask the site's office when you arrive on your holiday if you're not sure what to set this to. Turn the heating off, you spin it back to the central position just here. Next up, we're going to go to the gas heating for the caravan. So this little heater down here is the gas heater and the electric heater as well. So to control the heater on gas, you spin this dial round on the left hand side between 10 and 9, hold down the gas valve and hit the igniter at the same time. Once it ignites on gas, you'll continue to hold down the gas valve for a further 5 to 10 seconds, and the pilot light will be through this window just down the bottom here at around a 45-degree angle from the floor. When it has ignited and it's been running for 5-10 seconds, slowly release the valve, then you'll be able to control the temperature of the heater on the dial on top. To isolate the gas supply, you spin it back to the off position on the left hand side here. You also have blown air heating on this caravan, a bit like you have in your car, for instance. So the dial on the right hand side, top of the heater, this one just here, let me see if I can get into a better light. Shut the door over. So on top of the heater, you'll see your fan speed control here on top. The dot here indicates the heat is going to come out the front of the heater. The wave symbol is a continuous blown air symbol, so that means now the heat or the cold air, depending on whether you've got the heating on or not, will come out these vents around the caravan. You've also got automatic blown air. Essentially this means it is going to cut in and out with the thermostat on board the caravan. But when it's in the centre, like I said, the heat will just come out the front and there'll be no blown air turned on. So the microwave, hob, grill and oven, all work very much like your household appliances with the igniter on the front here, as you'd expect to see. If you've got no 240 mains coming into the caravan, then obviously your microwave will not work as it has no mains power to power it. Underneath the bed at the back of the van, you have storage, as you can see, and you just access that by lifting up the bed itself. And the last thing we go through is the toilet system in the bathroom. So the toilet has an electric flush on it, as you can see here. You have a toilet full indicator light that illuminates red when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. The toilet seat itself turns for your convenience. You can actually turn the toilet to different angles, depending on how you want the toilet seat to be, essentially, when you're using it. But when you are removing the toilet waste cassette, it does need to be back in this central position. Below the toilet, you'll also find a grey waste handle. Now, when you're using the toilet, you'll need to have it in the open position, like it's in now. And when you're not using the toilet, you'll have to have it in the closed position, so no smells come up inside the caravan. And also, when it's in this central position, it will allow you to remove the toilet waste cassette from underneath the caravan. So that is the Coachman VIP 545. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thank you again. Bye bye.